Hello everyone, my name is Kira Creates, and we are here today reviewing another Spider-Man suit. I haven't done one of these for a while. I'm sitting down, not standing up, because when I initially recorded this intro and the unboxing, I was exhausted. So here we are. I've been wanting to make this review for a very long time. Like, we are talking like a year and a half now. So if you don't know, I'm kind of like in my own like end game of Spider-Man cosplay where I'm trying to get replicas of all 3 live action Spider-Man. And if you're new to the channel, I have reviewed 2 other replica suits before from 2 other makers. If you want to check those out when you get the time. If not, just stick around because we're going to review a suit from a company. I'm going to be reviewing the Spider-Man Brand New Day replica from Suitup. They're a replica suit company run by Aaron Alexandro, which is a very familiar name in the Spider-Man community. He has been working on making replicas for years at this point, as well as Victor from RPC Studios, if you've heard that name thrown around for a while. Those 2 partnered up a couple years ago and created the company Suitup to deal with the high demand for Spider-Man replica suits that were also not being made by other makers, as well as to keep up with demand with their own companies. I've been wanting to review a suit from them for a very long time because, one, they make a lot of Tom Holland replicas, which I've been wanting to review their company for a very long time because, one, they're like one of the only ones out there making replicas of the Tom Holland suits, and 2, Suitup has found itself in a lot of controversy in the past couple years. And this video was technically supposed to come out a year ago because I tried to order from them one time, but that's gonna be a whole different part of the video. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, I want to make something very clear. I am going to try and be as non-biased as possible and try to be matter of fact about things. My goal here is to review the product and to see if the product is worth buying. And in order to do that, I do have to acknowledge some of the controversy that has followed Suitup over the past couple years. This is not an expose. This is not a drama video. I am here to review a product and to review a company. And by the end of the video, I'm hoping that I give you guys enough information to make a well-informed purchase decision before you buy from Suitup, because Spider-Man replicas, they aren't cheap. When you're spending that kind of money on it, you should be well-informed on what you're buying and who you're buying from. In this video, we're going to be going over a lot of things. Well, only half of it because this is being split into 2 parts, but I'll talk about that later. We're going to be doing the unboxing of the suit to see how well they packaged it, an in-depth costume construction analysis that goes over every nook and cranny of that suit so that way you know exactly what you're getting your hands on, a comparison between another suit company and one of their other suits, which we'll give more details in later in the video. A montage of me wearing the suit because it's a Spider-Man video and it's me we're talking about. Of course I'm gonna show it off on my body. Like, what are we talking about? And then we're gonna be going over some of the controversial points of Suitup, a little bit of their history, my previous experience, and we're also gonna be talking about some other customer experiences that have been shared with me. And if you've had a personal experience with Suitup, whether you enjoy the product or you have a lot of criticisms on the product, leave a comment down below. I want to hear other people's thoughts in case anyone wants to go over something I may have missed in the video or their own personal experience with Suitup to help other people know if they should or shouldn't buy from Suitup. And like I said, we will be going over some of them because spoiler alert, there's a lot more to unpack than what meets the eye. So without taking too much more of your time in this intro, let's go straight to extremely exhausted Kira for the unboxing and get this video started. All right, I got all the tape there opened. Here's the DHL box. And yeah, let's open this up, shall we? Oh, yo, there's a black bag. Hey, at least it's not like the Spidey Planet suit I got that literally was in a garbage bag. Yeah, here I believe we have the face shell to show the other side because, again, my government name is on there. They give me a smiley face though. There's a smiley face on here, trust me. All right, covering that, they did put a security seal on here. So in case you're getting it delivered to another country and customs or something opens up the bag or whatever. This is like extremely well wrapped and stuff like that. Like, this is the tightest packed face shell I've ever seen. So already off to a good start. Looks like they take care of their packaging. Okay, the mask is out. I'm not going to complain about how much bubble wrap there was for me to remove because that is the most protected face shell I've ever seen in my life. I haven't bought a face shell for a long time because I typically make these myself, but that was the most secure packing job I've ever seen. Good job, Suitup. All right, so here's most of the mask. I still got to remove a couple protecting things. They put a nice protective layer on the lenses to be extra safe. And plus they put a microfiber cloth behind them. But before I do that, let us unzip the mask. That is fully screen printed here, by the way. Just take a look at that fabric. Like, good Lord, like this is a very soft feeling fabric. And it's got the nice brick pattern on there. TASM 2 inspired. Well, the brand new day suit is basically a more comic-y MCU version of the TASM 2 suit. It's the same sewing pattern and everything. But yeah, inside the mask we have my other lenses because I ordered both fog-free and glossy. And I'm just going to carefully remove the bag and the lenses and the stuff so that way we can get a full look at this guy. So here, let's take a look at one of the lenses. It's got this nice matte or satin finish on it. And this is the glossy type, so you can see it's nice and glossy. And the backing is black, which is a nice attention to detail because that helps with visibility when you're inside the suit, you know, just like, Yeah, let's just give you guys a few. It's a little dark in there. Not bad vision. Really not bad. Okay, yeah, it's pretty dark actually. And the magnets for the lenses that attach to the face shell are completely covered, so they should almost never come out. So that is great attention to detail. I've never seen like a face shell that has the lenses, like the magnets completely sealed in like this. That's really nice actually. Just listen to that snap with these magnets, bro. Like, just, beautiful. But yeah, this is the full mask. It's a little wonky because it's not on my head. And it does have a back plate, and it's also unzipped, so the fabric's a little... Yeah, oh, I almost missed it. They gave me a couple keychains. That's neat. And here is a tag. I thought the back plate was going to be removable, but as you can see in here, there is some elastic in there keeping this guy on. But yeah, overall, it looks really freaking nice. Like, the back plate keeps popping out a little bit, but that's because it's not on a human head. But yeah, dude, the mask itself alone looks super nice. I can't wait to open the rest of the suit. And here we have the bag. They got their own suit up black bag, so I can't see through it. Another security seal in case customs goes through it. So yeah, let's open this bad boy up. All right, so unfortunately the security seal did rip off a little bit of the bag here. So I guess a note to suit up is if you put on security seals, stuff like that, just make sure it doesn't damage the bag because this could be a nice travel bag, you know, to travel with suits, because I like to keep these bags from whenever cosplay, stuff like that, when I get from like other companies like Doki Doki Cosplay. So yeah, let's pull the suit out of the bag. Ugh. Okay, I'm not looking. Yep, that's a suit. Yeah, dude, that actually looks pretty freaking sweet in there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the screen print already looks really nice. And this is in a vacuum sealed bag, so let's just carefully pull that open here. Ooh, smells like a paint shop. I love it. All right, and here is the suit. Dude, this actually looks a lot better to me in person. Wow. Now the blue does look pretty dark. It might be my lighting or whatever, but then again, in the promo shots, it does look super bright because it is very, very shiny. Like the brick pattern, oh yeah. Look how it shines on the light, dude. That is very shiny. The red is pretty matte. It's not like super reflective like the blue is. And the emblems are pretty shiny. Back emblem, I think it might be a little glossier. But yeah, and here's the feet. I got scuba boots in this guy. So basically all the options I got with this was a detached mask, 2 sets of lenses, quote unquote movie accurate soles, which they just slapped TASM 2 soles in it, short zipper for the neck, and it's also got a waist zipper just like TASM 2 suit, and that's pretty much everything that comes with it. They do not have web shooters available yet for purchase. I'm probably gonna have to make those myself, which gives me an excuse to make something. So that's pretty much it for the initial unboxing. And so I'm not really an expert on making suits and everything like that. So to talk more in depth about the craftsmanship of the suit, how good quality this guy is, I'm gonna get a little bit of help from my friend. So I'm gonna go across the room here.
Yo, what are you doing in my house?
Don't worry about it.
I just moved here. Do you know the code or something?
I know things, but that's not what's important. What is important is I got something for you to look at.
Look here, I'm a little bit busy right now. I mean, what even is... Oh, shit.
Alright, so you're probably more of an expert on this than me because you made this guy over here.
And many others. Well, I wouldn't say more qualified, but I am excited to see what SuituP's done with this product. So, what do you want to start on first?
Let's start on the outside quality, like the screen print quality and all that.
Okay, so as far as the screen print density goes, God damn it. So as far as the screen print density goes, this is all high density. So all the webs in the spider and the back spider and everything is really, really thick, which is really good, high quality thing to do. As far as the stretch goes, it looks to be holding up really well. I know that Suitup has had a couple of issues in the past with like the screen print cracking.
Yep.
Especially on like these lower density areas where like the bricks aren't quite as thick, but it seems to be holding up pretty okay. And obviously the bricks on the red are water-based ink. Yeah. So that way, like, there's no chance of that.
Yeah, and also it's way thinner, not like this. So, like, it probably hold up the stretching well anyway since it's thinner.
Right. Something that I'm noticing is the front spider is not quite as matte as the production suits look. Yep. That's something that you could fix on your own with, like, a matte Liquitex or something like that to kind of, like, matte it down a little bit. You shouldn't have to do that with what you're paying with this suit. The colors on the suit look really, really nice. The red looks pretty much pitch perfect. The blue, on the other hand, looks a little bit dark. The ink seems to be adhered well to the fabric. The stretch additives in the ink seem to be doing really, really well. From what I can see, the ink and the screen printing quality looks really good. So do you want to talk about the sewing next?
Yeah, let's go for it. Okay,
so something that I'm noticing about the sewing work, and this is really a testament to whoever Suitup's tailor is, all of these border lines where the blue is, including where the zippers are actually. The zipper goes all the way around here on the waist. Well, not all the way around, but like the zippers
like
are
here.
Halfway. All of this is butting up right against the web line.
Yep.
That's actually pretty challenging to do for a zipper. So like the fact that they were able to hit it this close without hitting the screen print and having that web line just butt up right against the zipper, that's a really good sign. And including on all these seams here, like there's no border, there's no red or blue showing through in between the web lines. That's all really high quality. If we look on the inside of the suit, all these seams are serged. The seams do stretch. They're not quite as stretchy as I would hope to see, especially something that's as form-fitting as this. You want it to be free moving. You want to be able to move and be comfortable. And
you gotta be Spider-Man. You gotta be nimble, quick, be able to be flexible.
And if you think about like Tom Holland suits, right? Like he's constantly doing stunts in them. He's constantly doing flips and all that. If these were his seams on his production suit, I think he would be a little bit restricted. To be quite honest with you. For cosplay purposes, it's going to work.
And did you say it was like about a double or triple stitch on that?
Yes. So you can see here on the black seams where they are single stitched in, and then they probably went over this like 2 or 3 times. Good sign. That does reduce the stretch, but it does reinforce the seams. So all these seams are serged as they should be. So as far as the zippers go, as I said before, like the seams seem reinforced really, really well. What I don't like, and again, this is a pet peeve, is the fact that this zipper isn't double stitched over. Like it is double stitched, but it's just kind of like put a little bit over on the other side. And what that does is that if one of the seams goes, which is likely to happen on a zipper on any suit, then all it's doing is that it's just going to go to that next seam over. It's not reinforcing the actual seam. That's as far as the sewing work goes. On the fingers, can I put on a glove?
Yes.
All right. So let me see. I've actually never.
We'll see if the glove fits. If the glove fits, you must acquit.
That's a terrible reference. So as I'm putting this on, something that I am noticing is that I can feel the webs kind of restricting my movement a little bit.
I do feel that as well.
Now, that doesn't mean that the webs are popping, but it is testing the stretchiness of the webs. So that is...
now, there is like this is the only place on the suit I've noticed it, but the webbing isn't perfectly matching on the fingers, which I don't think is a massive deal, because I've heard like fingers are also kind of a pain to do that.
How perfectly the other webs are on the suit, your fingers are like your least concern. You're right. The fingers are really, really hard to match up just because the seam allowance is so little. So as far as the gloves go, again, this feels really high quality, to be perfectly honest with you. Like the ink feels good. I am seeing finger gussets in here, which is a really, really good sign. If they just did like a glove where it was like half and half, and didn't put the effort to put the gussets in there, then that would make me mad.
And what's the gussets for?
The gussets make the fingers bigger.
Okay, so there are things on the side here?
Yeah. It's not the end of the world if it's not there. Like, you can still put the glove on. Like, sometimes on my suits, I don't like putting finger gussets on there just because it's just so much more work. But the fact that they included them is a good sign. I will say the finger gussets are pretty skinny.
Skinny fingers.
They could be doing more. Let's talk about the zipper placement here for a second. The zippers, I don't like on the wrist. Let's see where they are on the boots.
Okay.
To me, the zippers are upside down. In my opinion, when the zipper is closed, it shouldn't be here on the forearm. It should be here at the wrist. And that way it could be hidden by the web shooter. And like in photos, like if you're doing like like a pose and your arm is out, then this isn't dangling right here.
Yeah.
You know, and the same thing with the boots. The boots, like, to me, the zipper tab shouldn't be here when it's closed. It should be down at the bottom.
Okay.
It shows a lack of foresight. It's not that hard to just sew the zipper in correctly.
Yeah, just flip it the other way.
Right. If we look here on the zipper system, again, this is very similar to the TASM 2 suits. 2 zippers, zipper going right up the back, so that way you can fit your head through.
Yep.
There's a butt zipper, so that way it can fit around your waist.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 2 zippers going around the waist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on Tom Holland's actual suit, this is a separating zipper around the waist.
Okay, so they keep that from TASM 2 where it is full separation.
Where it is a shirt and pants. Now, there are pros and cons to that. Pro is it makes it easier to put on.
Yep.
It's kind of a convenient thing. Aligning the zipper kind of takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes it takes, like, you know, Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland has a costumer on sets. They'll zip him up in there. He doesn't have to do it himself. But if you're a cosplayer, you're probably going to have to do it. In this particular case, Suit Up, for some reason, did not do a full waist zipper. And that kind of bugs me a little bit because, again, like when you have a waist zipper, you can put on a shirt, on pants, and then you zip it up and you're good.
Yeah.
But with this, the waist zippers, if I can open these up all the way. So they kind of go...
Yeah, like towards the middle of your hip.
They
almost.
like kind of like 3/4 of the way around.
Yeah. Like towards here. Yep.
The reason for that is a trade-off. So it's like it makes it easier for you to zip it around your waist.
Yeah, like by yourself.
But here are a couple issues. So say Suit Up for some reason. Like how well does the suit fit you? Can you get it on easy?
It takes a little effort, and I did need to figure out a strategy, but I can get it on myself without too much difficulty.
See, like if
that's one of the things.
These patterns aren't really meant to be resized all that much. They're not like really meant to like fit a certain body proportion.
Yep.
So if you're like, you can give Suit Up your measurements. And they'll kind of do it to like
the best of their ability. To a degree.
It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be a perfect fit.
Yeah, and that's just the thing with waist zippers, right?
Sort of. So it's like what I'm getting at is that when they only come that far, getting the like neck over your head,
it is a pain. Yep.
Is, you know, you only have so much clearance.
Yeah, you almost gotta be like a contortionist because I have to like bend all the way down and like try and get the waist as high up as I can to try and get it, which it can be kind of a hassle, especially if you're someone who wants to be a Spider-Man cosplayer, wants a suit like this, and you might have back issues. You do have to bend all the way over to get into the thing.
Now, when you do that, you're putting a lot of stress on the end of this zipper.
That too.
And that creates a failure point. So it's like, imagine you're putting the neck on, and it's pulling, and it's pulling this, and it's pulling
and
this.
And then pop.
The zipper could pop, the seam could go out.
Yeah.
Like, I've had that kind of system on that suit. And that's what happened. So, you know, that's a problem. And to me, if I had a choice, I'd rather have the full-on waist zipper than this halfway system. If you're going to do the halfway system, have the zipper go all the way to the crotch.
Yep.
So that creates more clearance. I don't know why they would have it stop right here when they could just go all the way here if they were going to go with that system. That's something you have to consider with these suits. Now, is this an option that Suit Up like gave you, or is it just the system?
I believe that's just the system. I'm not sure what their reasoning is. I'll probably ask them about it, and like right now, if they give me an answer on it, I will put it on the screen right now. I am unsure at this time.
Because to me, at least, there should be an option. There should be like a choice where you could like send it through a Google form and say like, hey, I want the waist zipper, or I want the halfway system.
There's a note system in their Google form, I believe, because I put in for like extra lenses for the facial, which we'll get to later.
Now, I will say, if you look on the inside here, they did pad the crotch.
Yeah, talking about the crotch, crotch.
So, like, if you're going to have the waist system, I don't think you could have the padding there.
Yeah.
But again, wear a dance belt. And say you didn't know. Say, like, you were a buyer of the suit and, like, you just hated the system and you wanted the waist system. And you wanted to hire a guy like me who could do a waist zipper system, like, rip out this one and, like, replace it. That'd be really hard to do. So, to me, that should at least be a choice. And that should at least be, you know, something that you should, for what you're paying, like you should be able to just have right now. Enough about the zippers. So as far as the boots go, they're now offering scuba boots.
Yes.
Which is what they do on the movies. There hasn't 2 soles on this.
Yes, there is. And that is what they consider the movie accurate soles. Now, to be fair, since they use the TASM 2 base for the suit itself, there's like, okay, let's just slap this on here because just to say, quote unquote, it's movie accurate because we already have it. And based on like 2 set photos I've seen, it is just a black sole, but you see bits of red in it. Now, that could just be from a stunt sole. That could be just pixels. But the sole on the suit itself does look black.
I'd honestly rather have a black or a red sole than have a TASM sole on the
that's
suit.
totally fair. That was a personal choice by me.
Okay.
Yeah, like they had another sole option, which was more of like for gripping and stuff like that. I just want it because I like the design. So that's my choice.
It's an interesting option that they gave you. It's not what I would do.
To be fair, it's way too early to even know what the actual design of the sole is yet.
And they're the soles.
Yeah.
They're on the ground all the time.
This is what happens when you buy a suit very early before you even get a trailer. So that's that.
This is another thing that bugs me about the boots, which I told you about.
Yeah.
These are the inside of the scuba boots, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you really should do with these is you should remove the zipper altogether, because the zipper has mass.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're wearing a skin tight suit and you have something with mass underneath, it shows through. I would have loved to see them like rip out this zipper and have their own Velcro system on the inside.
Yeah.
Hard to do, but that's what you're really supposed to be doing with something like this. Instead, all Suit Up did was just sew a Velcro patch.
Yeah.
Like it's just single stitch. It's just boom, boom, they're done.
Yeah, when like you said, they could rip out the zipper and add like 2 or 3 of those. Right?
Like where it goes all along the boot, instead of just like that's it. It's one of those things where it's like, this is a very high quality suit.
Yeah.
But it's those little things that kind of add up that kind of show a lack of foresight. Where it's like, if you're constructing a suit that you want to look good, that you want to last, that you want to be reinforced, things like the waist zipper and the fact they didn't take out the zipper in the boots, that sort of stuff, it gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
How much does this suit cost?
So I believe the base suit is around $250 without any of the options, but with all the options I got, I think the value was around $1,200 to $1,300.
If you're paying like a rent payment for a suit, like depending on the city you live in, that's probably less than like most cities.
Yeah.
But if you're paying like almost a rent payment for a suit, I would expect it to, have a little bit more foresight. But that's it for the suit, really. What I'll say about the suit is that the colors are great.
Yep.
The screen printing quality has gone up entirely from their early years, from what I hear. The thickness of the ink is good. The stretchiness of the ink is good. The glossiness is great. I'm sad to see that the emblems aren't matte. The colors look great. The sewing alignment is fantastic. So let's move on to talking about the mask.
Yes.
First thing I want to talk about the mask. That's a short neck. That is, like, again, lack of foresight. This neck should be at least like 3 times longer. This is a short collar. So, again, imagine you're at a photo shoot and like you're turning your head and all that, looking like a badass.
Pops out.
And then your neck is showing. That makes me frustrated. You can't fix that. Like, if you like hired a guy like me to like say, hey, like make the neck longer, I can't. There's not enough material. And it's like, well, why not make an attached mask? I can't just sew the mask onto the neck.
No.
Again, not enough material. So, why they made it this short, I have no idea. But as far as the rest of the mask goes, on the fabric, the ink still looks good. It's glossy, it's thick, and it's still like stretchy. Like, this is hemmed really well, it's sewn really well. All these seams line up perfectly. And these are hard seams to do because of the increased curve on them. They all match really, really well. Now let's talk about the face shell. So, do you mind if I break this down?
Let's start with the lenses since they're in full view.
Now, to be clear, I don't know if Suit Up uses ABS-like resin or regular resin. You're supposed to resin print them, but at least do it in ABS-like resin.
Yeah.
It's not that much more expensive, and it's much stronger. But even then, like, some resin, like, still has layer lines. And if you look on these lenses here, I don't see any.
Yeah, so like they printed very high quality, and they might have done maybe some light sanding.
A little light sanding, maybe some filler primer.
Yeah.
So these lenses look good.
And here to fog free, they look exactly the same mesh. It's just without the clear plastic layer on it.
So this is PC fan mesh.
Yep.
Very cheap. Not to say like they're using cheap materials. Everyone uses PC fan mesh.
PC fan mesh does also just look correct anyway.
Yeah. Now what I'm noticing on the Hero lenses, and you can cut so close up these lenses later, but it's not just PC fan mesh. There's another layer of like mesh fabric on there.
Oh, I do see it.
More white.
Yep.
It makes it more high quality. So as far as the mid frames go, these are glued in really well. I'm not seeing any glue stains on the outside. Yeah. So I have no idea how they're actually glued in there.
It's very clean.
It looks like a professional product. These are resin printed mid frames, and they're rigid. I hate rigid mid frames with like a passion. The reason why is because the likelihood of these snapping, like say like you're on set or on a movie, and then like Tom Holland's like pulling his mask over his face, they wouldn't be made out of resin. No. They would be made out of like some sort of like ABS plastic that's a little bit of flex to it. Or like on my suits, all my mid frames are printed in either TPU or flexible resin. So that way, like you can bend them and like you can wear the mask without the face shell if you want. And it's more comfortable and it conforms to your face better. And say like you wanted to just pack it with just the mask without the face shell, and you like put it in your backpack. There's no point in like them snapping. If you're gonna pay 2/3 of a rent payment for a suit,
it's also true.
I would expect it to not be resin printed, you know, just standard rigid frames. I'd be super, super careful with this. Now with this face shell, I'm not sure why they would go through such effort to sand and paint this.
I'll tell you why. It's like a $250 face shell.
But even still, like, I would much rather, like all my other complaints about the suit, have that and then have just a regular 3D printed face shell that just been like plastic or like flexi.
Which does help grip with the mask a little bit, but since this mask has mid frames, it kind of like, it doesn't matter at that point because mid frames also help with mask alignment.
It's a non-issue. And it's like, think about the amount of time that they sanded this, primed it, painted it. Like, I'm not seeing like any like dust speckles on it.
Yeah,
so like,
and like, I'm very nitpicky about layer lines. This is where I start getting like very nitpicky. When we're talking about the finish, this is a great finish, but you put up the light and you'll see like micro layer lines, micro valleys, stuff like that. Just very small things, but the sockets, if you mind if I take it, the sockets here, that's where you see like all those layer lines, stuff like that, where like they didn't do enough sanding or enough priming or enough filling. And so like you have deep layer lines here, but the rest of it's practically perfectly smooth other than like some oddities here. So it's very nitpicky, and they did an overall great job with the finish here, like using, they did tell me they straight up use like automotive paint, so I'm gonna guess something like a Duplicolor Perfect Match. And maybe like a 1 or 2K clear coat, this looks like. Yeah,
it's probably not Duplicolor because I don't think they sell that in Peru.
Probably not, but something similar to that. A very durable clear coat, so paint chipping and paint scratching shouldn't be that big of an issue on this guy. And why don't we talk about the inside of it?
Again, you got elastic here. Suitup has their own padding in there, overkill, but it kind of seems like a product.
Wait, by the way, I forgot to mention. I should mention this. So this was actually modeled by a modeler that goes by Zach 3D. Follow his Instagram, stuff like that. He has great work. Suitup worked directly with him to model this for the company, so they have partnered with like some 3D modelers to actually make things, which is a huge thing, especially lately with like other like companies I'm not going to name just stealing 3D designs and passing them off as their own.
Right.
Suitup actually partners with real modelers, so I do like that.
And hopefully they make commission, you know, off that sort of thing.
I believe they do.
Again, this is a full helmet face shell, so it's got elastic. It's kind of like a Power Ranger helmet, where it just kind of opens up. You can fit your head in there and then does that. These are how Tom Holland's face shells actually are.
Okay.
They are actually the full helmet. It gives you a more uniform head shape.
Yep.
It's also hotter.
Yep.
You know, and if you're wearing like the fog lenses, like the hero lenses, they'll fog up faster. I think of good face shell makers like Matthew DC.
Yeah.
Like, I've owned like shells from Matthew DC, who they'll like print in like nylon and then they'll just sand it, plastic it, and call it a day.
Yeah.
And they're perfectly fine. I would much rather Suitup invest time and money into doing that and fixing the other issues on the suit, rather than them spending a couple hours sanding and printing and painting this.
I totally agree. I do appreciate the effort here. They didn't need to go all out, but they did. And like you mentioned, they could put like some of that budget into like reinforcing some of those seams in the zippers and like other small stuff like that.
Right. But yeah, that's the suit. I mean, again, my thoughts on it are that if you are a brand new day suit fan and you're looking for a suit that is a little bit cheaper on the high quality side, like if we're not talking about RPC Studio, but we're talking about like Amazing Spider Lab versus Suitup, then this is a fine option. It's like, I have a couple nitpicks and gripes about how the suit is constructed in terms of like the zipper system and the boots. At the end of the day, you're going to get your money's worth. And if it does become a problem where you do want those changes, talk to a guy like me, talk to your local tailor, talk to your local seamstress or seamster, and see what you can do.
A lot of these problems look fixable, like they're smallish problems, but the fact of the matter is when you're paying like that much for a suit, if they can do it, which I think they can do it, just get some of those problems out of the way so that way you don't have to do all that.
Right.
Yeah.
And hey, I would even, like you said, this suit was like $1,300 completed.
Between $1,200 to $1,300.
I would pay $1,500. Like, I would say like, hey, I'll give you an extra $200 so that your profit margins are better, to have those quality of life things, to have the waist zipper, to remove the zippers out of the boots, and to have a regular face shell with flexible mid-frame. And those are all easy things to do. Easy. Those are my thoughts on the suit.
Yeah, so that's the suit itself. Now, why don't we do some quick for fun comparisons with some stuff that we actually have here.
Sure.
So now we have 3 suits lined up here. We have my suit from Suitup. This is from the RPC Studio, the No Way Home Final Swing suit that I've had for like 3.5 years. And then we have Tommy's suit from Suitup, which is also the Final Swing suit from No Way Home. And so you paid full price for that one.
Right.
One of the things I want to talk about is, because I got an influencer deal on this, I also want to do a comparison between what an actual customer will get to make sure everything is the same for everybody. But let's go down the line here first. And one thing I do want to mention quick with the face shell that I forgot to, so this back plate is not separatable. You have to cut that and do customization yourself if you want to do that. Now, a suggestion to suit up is they could have like a Velcro system for the elastic, or like maybe a button snap if that's possible, but that could take up room. But some sort of detachment system where you can detach it so that way you can travel with it a lot easier. But yeah, I think we should start comparing some stuff here.
So we went over this suit up suit. This is the RPC Studio Final Swing suit from No Way Home.
This is gonna be fun.
And again, these are like different designs. So it's like if you're not a Spider-Man fan, somehow you've gotten through this whole entire video of me rambling about the suits. In case you can tell, the No Way Home Final Swing suit is a different design than the Brand New Day suit.
Yep.
Even though canonically in the movie, they're probably gonna be the same. So that's why we're doing this comparison.
Yeah.
This suit is garbage.
It's garbage. People should not buy this.
They mass produce them. They're sewing, like, look at how far their sewing seams go. This is way further than what either of these suits can do. I've owned a couple suits from them and their print quality is really good. Like their dye set print quality.
Yeah.
But I would not buy any RPC paint suits at all. The problem with RPC paint suits, well, there's a couple of them. Their ink is not as durable. You've seen horror stories all the time of like people, like especially the Homecoming suits.
Yeah.
Their ink is just ripping off. And the quality of the print is not that great.
No.
Where it's like you can see, you know, certain areas where the ink is like merging with each other.
Especially bad in the shoulder right here, which I'll put a clip in. This is horrendous quality.
And it's also like, dude, this is a Raimi pattern. Why go through all the effort and all the money it takes to burn the screens, do the ink, clean the screens, cure the ink, when you're not going to have the accurate sewing pattern? It's like, it makes no sense.
And they also screen printed the entire fabric to be this metallic blue. They didn't even use like a shiny blue fabric. They just, all this blue you see is ink.
That's heat stroke.
Yeah.
That's literally like...
And that's going to crack, and it is actually cracking.
And it doesn't stretch as far. Like, I'm really pulling on this.
You could do whatever you want. I'm not using it again.
It's just not going.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely see it here where, like, it's cracking.
It's just pulling apart,
It's pulling up, like, that. It's not made to be fully covering a fabric.
And, like, the front emblem here, it's a little bit higher density.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit more thickness on it. That back emblem is horrendous.
It doesn't even match the suit color whatsoever. It's just orange.
Like, I'd rather have that shit puff painted. So how much does this cost?
$600 or $650 around there.
Save your money.
Art for a base suit up suit, same price without boots or face shell or any extra options. Same thing with this suit. The only thing extra you may get are shoes, because I think they include shoes.
And I'm sure that RPC Studio is going to come out with their version of the RPC Paint Brand New Day suit.
Yeah, because they just announced a new factory.
The suits, they're just not worth it, man.
No.
They're not accurate. The print quality is trash.
Yep.
Now let's go to a better suit.
Yes.
So this is Suit Up's version of the Final Swing suit. And this is kind of more of a fair comparison to this suit than this one.
Yep.
I know you said that you wanted to talk about how this one compares to this one because this is like an influencer suit.
Yeah.
And this is like a bought suit.
Now, of course, they're going to be different because that's the Final Swing from 2021 versus the actual can one that we have now. So, of course, it's going to be different. Comparing these two directly to see if the quality matches each other.
As far as like this being like an influencer suit and this being like a purchase suit, the quality is pretty comparable. So I'm happy to say that like that's the way it is just straight out the gate.
That's good.
Like I've already inspected these seams, very similar to this. The face shell itself, again, this is a full helmet face shell, just like yours is.
Yep.
These lenses themselves, if I can get them off.
And I can do a side by side here. The paint's the same.
Paint's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Again,
strong.
you can see like the
and they did a nice red
finish
metallic
on that. Again, unnecessary in my opinion. These lenses, again, resin printed. This one has mid frames. Again, they are resin printed. As far as the seams go, again, you can see here that the seams are serged. I think that this one does a better job of like keeping the colors correct.
Okay.
So like there's not like navy seams like on the red where they should be. Nitpick, I know. They stretch just about the same amount. In fact, I think this one stretches a little bit less than that one.
Really? Okay.
So it's like, again, it kind of feels a little bit more restrictive, but it works the same. The ink on this is pretty much comparable. It's a tough comparison. It's kind of apples to oranges because the design is so different. Like this is high density. Yeah. This is not. But I mean, like the blue is kind of high density, but not to the thickness of that.
Okay.
But again, like this. Oh, actually, you can see some popping there.
Yep, it's starting to pop there.
Yep, I've had this suit for like a year.
Okay.
So I haven't really like hydrated it or anything.
Note to self: if you have a screen print suit, hydrate it with leather conditioning wipes, right?
Leather seat wipes.
Leather seat wipes. Okay. He told me that earlier, and I found that interesting.
Like this area isn't really popping. That's probably more a symptom of the design of the design of the lines rather than the actual screen printing. This is a lot less likely to pop because like it's all supporting each other. Like that, those bricks like act as like a net.
Yep.
So when this stretches, it spreads the stress across the design. With this, because the lines are kind of going at an angle like that, it doesn't really do a good job of like spreading the stress between the lines. I would still like to see a little bit more stretch additive.
I don't think it should be cracking like that already, even though it's never been worn. It's been a year, but it's still not that long.
Yeah. So like again,
that's concerning.
Suitup has talked about their issues with like adding stretch additive into their ink, making sure that the adhesion of the ink is a little bit better. I do definitely see that with that suit rather than on this one.
Time's gonna have to tell with this guy. So if you want me to make a 1 year in review type of video, leave a like and comment if you want me to do that.
This front emblem is also urethane.
Yep.
It's not screen printed, so it's all flexible and all that. As far as the back spider goes, like this is how I know that like their formulation has improved, even though like in this area the design is kind of like messing with it a little bit. Yeah. But this is a very, very thick print. It's still stretching really good.
Yep.
And it's not popping. This suit has Kung Fu shoes on it. Again, they can do urethane casting. They have the accurate soles on them.
Yep.
Overall, I think that Suitup has kind of like slowly improved their formulations of the ink especially and improved their quality in terms of the print itself. As far as the constructions of the suit, I think that they're pretty much the same. Of all these three suits, I would not go with RPC Studio for any of the RPC paint suits. It's garbage. It's not worth the money. I think Suitup has really, really come a long way in terms of their print quality, their sewing quality, and their facial quality. It's a testament to their ability to improve. There's still some quality of life things I would like to see from them.
Yeah.
But even when you look at this suit versus this suit, even though these designs are different and the design philosophy behind them are different, I would choose this one over their past version.
Okay. So that's the suit analysis. I hope you enjoyed that and found that informative. And thank you so much to Equinox Cosplay for helping me out with that. He's been in the game for years, making suits, stuff like that. Make sure you follow his Instagram and YouTube channels, because he was honestly probably one of the more qualified people I know to talk about this stuff, because I want to provide you guys the proper information on these suits. That way you know exactly what you're getting. So with all that being said, please enjoy this montage that me and Tommy filmed together. And after that, we're going to be talking more about Suitup as a company. Hello everyone, it is Tired Kira here, re-recording the outro for the second time because there's some developments, and yay! First off, again, thank you to Equinox for filming all that for me and helping me out with all the fun stuff there. My brain is not working, but thank you to Equinox for helping me out with all that stuff. Like I said, go check him out. And second, there's been a couple developments since I filmed the last outro. So first off, there was some weak promo art of the suit, finally, that's something official. And the soles are from Far From Home. This is what I get for ordering a suit, again, like I said, before we even got like any promo or stuff with that, because the photos I was probably looking at were of probably the stunt suit, which just has straight black soles on them for better grip. I guess it makes sense that they use the Far From Home soles again, even though it's a TASM 2 base, so I could also see the argument for them just using TASM 2 soles, but whatever, I could actually just get those replaced. That's not a big deal. And second of all, Suitup did give me a code if you decide to buy from them. Now, I'm not giving my full recommendation in this video yet because we still have more stuff to talk about, like my previous experience from them, some other people's experiences that we're splitting up into the second part because this video has gone on for way too long already. But I'm just going to leave it down below if you end up deciding to buy one before you want to listen to what I have to say after this. My code is Kira5 if you use it. So typically when Suitup does a run, they post post on their Instagram story a Google form link for you to fill out to purchase a suit. And in order to use my code Kira5, you have to fill that out and put the code in the notes section to get, I think, 5% off a purchase. Like I said, still have more to go before I give a full recommendation. It's just there if you decide to do it before I say anything else. And so to quickly recap, it's the best hacking job I've ever had on a Spider-Man suit, and honestly probably out of any cosplay I've ever bought, even like my other replicas that cost double that or more than that. And the suit quality is pretty good, but there are some criticisms that keep it from being super spot on for the money. And the thing that has been ending up bothering me the most is the shorter neck and the waist zipper system, because it is a bit difficult to get on. Like Tommy said, I do wish that they had that as an option, even if you have to like pay a premium to get a full waist zipper or U-shaped zipper, box zipper, whatever. Again, I just think it should be good if they have the option for it. And it is kind of concerning to see Tommy's suit already cracking after never even being used and only owning it for a year. But like we said, they had issues with stretch additives in the inks causing it to crack and stuff like that. And SuitUp clearly has improved that, but again, only time will be able to tell properly if the screen printing holds up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for part 1. I hope you found it informative so far. Like I said, we got part 2 coming where we're going to be doing customer interviews and my own experiences and my final verdict on if you should purchase from SuitUp or not. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, stuff like that for that video, as well as like my other videos I upload or have uploaded if you want to check those out for the time being if you haven't already, as well as my other social medias down below like Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff, wherever you want to support me on Patreon for some reason, even though I haven't posted on there in 20,000 years. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Until then, be Spider-Man and touch grass. Yeah, see you later.